right, so now we're in chapter 5, which is the second part of beach resorts and destination resort marinas. This part is more on the managing the operation. All right, so American beach travelers take longer vacations, spend more money on their trips, and are more likely to stay in a timeshare than your average traveler. All right, timeshare being a big part of our resort business, so it's important to realize that. Going to the beach is more of a family affair than other types of trips. Over one-third of American beach-going households take a child on this trip, as compared to 1 in 5 in other types of trips. Okay, so just some stats here. Dining out, some of the activities that people do. Dining out is 46% of the activities is dining out. Or travelers dine out while they're at the beach. Touring or sightseeing, 39%. Shopping, 37%. Entertainment activities, 33%. That's why in some of the more developed beach areas, towns, you'll see theaters and concert venues and stuff. And nightlife activities is 14%. Dollars spent. As far as states, California is the big winner here in the United States, $38 billion. Now, these are older numbers because this book is a little bit dated, but $38 billion spent in California. Florida is 21.6 billion. I think there's probably going to be more of a shift from California to Florida, but I don't have that data in front of me. New Jersey is 12.1 billion. Hawaii, 10.4 billion. You would think it's more, but it's much more of a costly destination for many. Texas, 4.6 billion. Puerto Rico, 1.7 billion. Georgia, 1.4 billion. Alabama, 1.2 billion. And all points in between, there's going to be money spent there as well. I grew up in a state that had a very small coastline, but it was a very, very popular beach. Let's see. So changing times. Things are changing. When we talk about beach resorts, we need to talk about scuba. There's 15 years ago there was just under a million certified scuba divers in the United States, over 17.5 million in the world. About a third of those are women. So yeah, the majority being men, but you cannot discount women as a demographic that you need to market to as well. In 2008, there was $3 billion and spent on that, and over 70% of which was travel related. All right, so there's non-travel related scuba, but that's a large percentage. Okay, so let's move forward. Why do people do scuba diving? To show they can do it, develop their skills. More experienced divers do it for relaxation, share knowledge, things of that nature. Now let's talk about changing trends with the resort marinas. Boaters. There's 72 million recreational boaters out there. Water skiers, 5.5 million. Boats in use, there's 12.8 million. Boats not in use but not registered is about 4.6 million, so that's a lot. Boats in use total is about 7.4 million. Outboard boats owned, those are the more smaller with the outboard motors, is by 8.4 million. Inboard, 1.7. Stern drive, 1.7. Personal watercraft, 1.4. Sailboats, 1.6. Other types of boats, 2.5 million. All right, so now let's talk about some of the standards that we need to operate our resorts at, our beach resorts. 1987, the Blue Flag concept became an eco label certifying beaches and later marinas and even boats as meeting quality standards for water and how they treat the environment. Now, this was primarily a European and then Asian thing. And they measure water quality. Water samples should be taken every 2 or 3 weeks. No wastewater or urban waste should be put into the areas to be qualified as a blue water or blue flag. Excuse me. Now, The book and the PowerPoint focus on blue water being or blue flag being primarily a European and Asian thing. It has now reached the United States. It started in 2017, and the first uh, blue water, or I always say blue water, blue flag beaches were certified in the United States in 2023. So we're on board with it. All right. So getting back to what it is they look at water quality, make sure that there's a limited amount of stormwater outlets going into it because stormwater is dirty water. And they don't want to go into clean water. Uh, Divers once a year should check the site, go down to the coral reefs, make sure that it's all healthy. Algae should be not allowed to accumulate to the point where it's hazardous or a nuisance to beach users. Seaweed dried on the beach is okay, be used as fertilizer. Some of the environmental management standards, operation of the beach should and its immediate surroundings should comply with local regulations and for land use plans. There should be no visible litter on the beach. Trash containers must be available on or by the beach. Recycling facilities must be available on or by the beach. The number of sanitary facilities depend on the average beach number of beach users during peak season, and the length of the beach, and the number of locations within the beach access points. All right, how easy it is to get to it. Cars should be kept 65 feet away from the beaches or the water edge. And in most blue flag beaches, pets are not allowed on the sandy part of the beach. Okay, so moving on to operational environment standards, safety, determining the approximate number of lifeguards, which um, and equipment to be safe. Where no lifeguards are present, life-saving equipment should be provided every 120 feet and visible instructions. Security guards may be necessary to provide safe environment. Potable drinking water must be available on the beach. That means drinking water. A map of the beach indicating different facilities must be displayed. Now let's talk about destination resort marinas. Irresponsible marinas and activities at marinas can seriously erode the health and the aesthetic of the nearshore marine environments. All right, so we need to be conscious of that. Anchoring is a big one. You think anchoring is no big deal, but it definitely has an impact, right? It can affect coral reefs. Uh, if fewer fish, fewer living corals, fewer new corals, more stressed corals. Coral is a living organism, right? More algae growth, cloudy water, destruction of seabed or seagrass beds. Using mooring buoys is and educating resort guests on how to use them and how the best way to do it is definitely a good way to present water damage or prevent that damage I just talked about. Boat operations. Improper operating of boats can result in accidents that crush and kill areas of coral and other reef dwellings organisms. Boaters should be urged to follow proper navigation mooring principles in regards to staying within the designated channel markers. A comprehensive educational program should be offered to guests who are renting boats and in such areas where basic navigation, boat handling, and safety procedures. All right, boat sewage and garbage disposal. When raw or partially treated sewage is dumped into coastal waters, it's a big deal, right? It puts people at risk, it puts environment at risk. Plastic objects such as styrofoam, debris, that's all real bad stuff. It's bad for turtles, bad for the environment. Nobody likes to see those pictures of plastic trash rolled up at the beach. Boaters should be urged to use the pump out facilities on land. So pump your bilges out in those facilities. Snorkeling and diving, scuba we talked about already, but irresponsible, inexperienced snorkelers can be, or irresponsible. Oh yeah, I said that. Can really harm the environment. So you want to make sure that you're policing that. Make sure people are doing it responsibly, and that they have the experience needed to do it. So Swimmers and snorkelers should be made aware of local laws when touching marine life. Seafood consumption. The nearshore environment is threatened when marine resources are overharvested. Right? So if you're just always, there's so many people trying to harvest fish for their meal, it can be a problem. So consumption reduces the very resources that attract people in the first place. So resorts must educate about the species that they cannot harvest and how they can harvest. Some states you can only, within certain areas, you can only catch and release. Um, Gift shops should not be selling purchasing marina ornamented souvenirs. Marine life. All right, so you the little crab shells or whatever, making little trinkets out of that. They shouldn't be selling that stuff because it encourages over harvesting. Resorts on the property, restaurants on the property should not serve fish that is threatened or endangered. I mean, that makes sense anyway. Recreational fishing can result in overharvesting. Management can encourage catch and release. May think of spearfish. Many think that spearfishing is also contributes to excessive harvesting. So you might want to restrict spearfishing. Viewing wildlife. Many marine species have a greater economic value when they're just looked at. I was in Florida. Manatees were a big draw. You see this big Volkswagen bug coming out of the water. They're huge, right? And that was a big attraction. Um, so we want to make sure that viewing doesn't interrupt with boating, and boating doesn't interrupt with the viewing. Resorts that offer tours can avoid chasing marine animals, uh, and practice a no contact policy. So you didn't chase them, right? So you want to look at them, you boat tour, and say, oh, there's a manatee, let's run them down. If they're running away, let's catch up so we can see. That's bad for the marine life. All right. So that's pretty much it. I do these videos very fast. All the information is in the book. It's in the PowerPoint. Make sure that you read all this stuff. There might be some things in the homework that I didn't touch on as to the degree that you need to. So it's up to you to do a little research. Okay. So until next time, I'll see you later.